welcome to the little wood shop. It is very cold here in the Free State, so I'm not going to work too much this week, but I just quickly want to build a jig for one of my customers, the same customer that I built the little frames that they stretch the canvas over. It's not a very difficult jig to make, but I'm going to make one quickly tonight for him, and then if he approves I must make another 10 of them or another 9 of them. What they want to do is they want to bend perspex, 3mm perspex, a 90-degree bend, 8mm from the edge of a piece of perspex. So I'm just going to make it out of MDF, 2 hinges and 2 clips, and sorry, I'm very cold. Let's see if we can get that done. So another thing, guys, is I'm using a new camera and a new microphone, so please bear with me. I want to see if I can get the quality a little better of the videos. But what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take straight 16 more piece of MDF, quickly wrap it up into 50mm wide strips, and then I'll show you from there. So the 2 pieces are cut now 50mm by 380mm long. What the customer wants is from the one edge in 15mm, he wants a slot cutted 8mm deep, 3mm wide. I'm going to do that on the table saw because my curve on my blade is 3mm. Let's see if it will work. So what the plan is, guys, for this now is, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, I cut a little slot 8mm deep, 3mm wide. And the customer wants to put a piece of perspex in it and bend it 90 degrees. And then the second piece must then hinge and keep it there until it cools down. So the space between the 2 blocks must stay 3mm because the perspex is 3mm. I got a piece of alu bond or something here that's exactly 3mm. And I've cut it to the same dimensions, and I'm going to put that between the 2 pieces, clamp it, and then put the hinges on the back, and then I'll also add 2 clips on the front to keep it then closed and compressed. I hope that's going to work. Let's see. So the little jig for bending the perspex is done for the customer. I don't know if it worked. It hasn't come back to me yet, so I will let you know on that one. What I want to do now quickly is for another friend of mine. He flies doves, this competition flying, and he wants me to just cut some rebates into some wood. He wants to make some perches for his doves. And what I just realized is to make the rebates, I'll have to put these through the plane first. He didn't want me to do it, but because some of them are 26mm, some of them is 28mm, some of them are 30mm, I'm just going to plane them all down to one consistent thickness so that I can make the rebates all the same size. I can't make the rebates with a dado stack because my dado stack doesn't go so deep. So I can't use the bandsaw because my bandsaw's throat is not deep enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them upright like that on the table saw with a miter gauge. I'm going to see if that works. But first I must put it through the planer and just get them all one consistent thickness. the way I'm cutting it, this is not the safest way to do it, so please, if you don't feel safe behind your table saw, don't do it this way. So I set my blade to 80 millimeters from the top of the saw, and I just put a clamp on just to help me to hold on to it, and then I cut it. Let me show you. Guys, from this side of the fence, this is what it looks like. I've put a little riser on my mitre sled just to help with the holding fast and to be able to put the clamp on. Let me show you from this side. Hands far away from the blade. Chop out the leftovers. I just take a chisel and my hammer and just chop them out. Since Doves is going to take a dump on these things for the rest of their lives, I don't need to do perfect half laps. They just need to work and fit into each other. So this is not fine woodworking, but it gets the job done. So there we are, friends, 2 of these are done. It's definitely not fine woodworking, but it's just a quick project to help out a friend. He will now do the sides of the boxes himself. He just wanted me to cut the half laps everywhere. So I'm going to put this aside now, and then we'll start with something else. Next quick thing I want to do is just sort out the clamps. I know last week I said we're going to finish the little coffee table and start with a little office desk, but there must be something wrong with my eyes. I just can't see myself starting with that at the moment. It is very cold here in the Free State, so I'm not really in the mood for restoration at the moment, and that's what's nice about being a hobbyist. You can choose what you want to do, and my customers know that I do it as I feel like it or when I have the time for it. So what I want to do now is just sort out this. When there was only a few clamps, this was sufficient, and I got along with it. But now the clamps are lying everywhere where there's a horizontal space. There's clamps lying around. So I'm going to take all of this off now at the moment to see if we can make it a little bit better and easier. It's the only space I've got is this little space for clamps at the moment. There's a door from here that leads into the house. So I want to use this little space behind the door for the clamps. Let's see if we can get that done. This is almost every clamp I own. I know there's a few short. There's 2 600mm Owen clamps that's not here, that I still have to find. I know of these I have 4. There's one I borrowed to a friend that I can't remember who. So if you're watching the video, please bring back my clamp. There's a load of clamps, and I've got from long ones that's 2 meters long to short ones that's 150mm long. I hope I'm going to get them all into that small little space. I'm going to take away the fire extinguisher to make a bit more space and move that. Add some of the French cleats and then see what we can do from there. The way I cut my cleats is I set my bench or base or top to 45 degrees, put the stop block on. I've cut my material to 70mm and then I chop it in half, or basically it doesn't look like half, but it's quite confusing. Let me show you. that is then the cleats cut. The way I cut the slots to hold the clamps, it's the same way I just did on the dove boxes or whatever for a friend. So I just set my blade to the height I need, mark out my slots, and then cut them on the table saw. The basics of it. What I've done is I've added a French cleat in the bottom, in the top and one in the bottom, just for support so that they don't hang at an angle. You'll see when we put them on the wall. These specific ones, I've made 2 of them, is for the Irwin clamps, and I'm just gonna quickly nail and glue them together, and then we'll fix them to the wall. Guys, I've decided where I would like the Irwin clamps to hang, and all I do is a little bit of glue and the nail gun. And then on the mark I just nail it. And now you will see why I've put the second cleat on the bottom, because if it wasn't there, it will hang at an angle. So if it's something very heavy you want to hang on here, you can always add another cleat so that it hooks on 2 cleats. What's nice about this whole system is I can take one off and move it to wherever I want to. So whenever I move the workshop, I can take the whole bracket and put it wherever I like. So guys, I managed to tidy up the clamps. We didn't do much this week. It was very cold this week. The evenings are very uncomfortable in the workshop. So small jobs, but I'm very glad I got this sorted. I've got in a very small space. I organized the clamps into a very small space. So there's about 55, 56 clamps in here, and everything is modular. In other words, everything is French cleats, so I can move it wherever I want to in the workshop, whenever I move something or add some more French cleats somewhere. So that makes it quite easy. The crack clamps and stuff, them I haven't made a permanent space for yet, because there's still a few short. Also, everywhere you'll see there's open spaces. I made more spaces for more clamps if more gets added to the workshop. For example, I know there's 2 600s lying around somewhere, I'm not sure where. There's space for them. There's more of these, there's space for them. So we can add. A wasted space, optimized to be used for something. It's all behind the door, and this space I left open for when I come from the house. I can then switch the lights on and off without something hanging in the way. So guys, hopefully the week coming, so far the weather forecast for the week coming says that it's going to be a bit warmer. We hope so. and then we'll continue with the restoration. Also, there's 3 new jobs that came in that we have to start. Some rustic furniture we have to make for a lady, and she accepted our quotes. I also quoted on a big dining room set, not big, it's a 6-seater dining room set that I've quoted on. That we'll see if the customer is going to like the quote or not. But as it gets warmer, we'll get more done. So guys, please share, like, subscribe. But enjoy the week that's lying ahead. Stay safe.